Alright everyone, welcome to the first blog. This is going to be a sort of viewer entry style kind of blog where you tell me what you want to hear and I'll do it. Obviously, not all suggestions will be taken, but you get my point. For those of you who don't know me or much about me, my name's Jason. I'm stationed in Germany right now. I'm a soldier in the US Army for now, unfortunately. And I started this blog honestly because I was bored and I had nothing to do. So I figured I'd share my views on a lot of different things with you and just generally hope to make you laugh, because I honestly believe that if you can laugh, life's going to be okay. You have to be able to find humor in anything. That being said, if you have thin skin or get easily offended by things or get really pissy when someone disagrees with your worldview, please stop watching now. I don't feel like getting hate mail. Now, on that note, my first topic of this blog is going to be none other than the infamous Rick Perry. This is a picture of Rick Perry in his latest ad called Strong, where he basically says that it's a sad state of affairs when gays are allowed to openly serve in the military, but children can't pray in school. Okay, first off, I sincerely think that there was a member of Perry's staff that is in the closet, gay, and decided, you know what, you want to do this clip? Okay, I'm going to mess with you. Here, put this jacket on. It'll appeal to the redneck population, okay? Trust me on this. Go with it. You look fabulous. More to the point, if you're going to insult gays and wear that jacket, that's like trying to hunt deer in a Bambi costume. That's just ridiculous. Okay, first off, you're mistakenly associating gay rights with religious rights. Trying to claim that Christian kids can't pray in school, I'm sorry, it's false. Kids are allowed to pray in school. There's just no school-wide mandated prayer anymore. If a Jewish kid or a Muslim kid or whatever, if they want to pray, go for it. They're just not forcing every kid in the class, okay, kids, it's time to pray to the Christian God now. Muslims have the right to ask for a couple minutes alone for prayer, as do anyone else. Now, Christians are the only group right now, and again, I'm going to reiterate, I'm not attacking all Christians, first off. Some of my best friends are Christian. I was raised Christian. I get it, okay? I know it's not all of you. But they're the only ones that are viewing the enforcement of separation of church and state as an attack on Christianity. And when it's not. And he's also condemning the gay community, which really, he should have rethought his wardrobe before making that comment. It doesn't make sense. And one of the things that presidential candidates and politicians in general really like to do is try to say, well, our founding fathers were Christian, so that makes Christianity the national religion. Sorry, no. And to prove the point, here's a couple quotes from one of our most famous founding fathers, none other than Thomas Jefferson. I contemplate with sovereign reverence that act of the whole American people which declared that their legislature should make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibit the free exercise thereof, thus building a wall of separation between church and state. Okay, that quote was made while Mr. Jefferson was president, first off. And it clearly shows that, yes, okay, I'm not denying that the founding fathers were Christian. Okay, that it's common knowledge, it's in the history books, but the founding fathers saw what kind of damage that a religious government can do with the Church of England. It's one of the main reasons they came to the colonies in the first place. The founding fathers were all for separation of church and state, that religion is a personal choice, left at home and church. Now, which leads me to this quote. No man complains of his neighbor for ill management of his affairs, for an error in sowing his land, nor marrying his daughter, for consuming his substance in taverns, In all these he has liberty, but if he does not frequent the church, or then conform in ceremonies, there is an immediate uproar. And that quote still applies today. That people instantly look down upon others who don't believe exactly what they believe, even more so if they don't even go to church. People tend to get so butthurt over these perceived attacks against religion. It's not an attack on any religion. It's leveling the playing field. How would you feel if you were Christian and the Founding Fathers were Jewish and most of America was predominantly Jewish, and they were trying to make it the national religion or pass a law that required Hebrew prayers before school started each day? That would piss you off, wouldn't it? The separation of church and state is nothing more than acknowledging that Americans come from all walks of life, including different religions. It's not trying to destroy Christianity. It's simply saying that religion has no place in government or courts or public schools because religion is a personal choice. A person is not less of a human being or a second-class citizen because his beliefs are different from yours, or their sexual preference is different from yours. They're human just like everyone else. And to prove the point, obviously, I'm pagan. I have never tried to hide that. That is who I am. I feel that I shouldn't be ashamed to be what I am. And people at my job, if they ask, yeah, I tell them I'm pagan. People I meet on the street, if they see my necklace, I get half and half reactions. Either they see it and go, oh, you're Wiccan, cool, I have a friend who's Wiccan, he told me about it. Or you get the away from me demon, like, crossing themselves sort of reaction. Now, what bugs me even more is when two straight people who hate each other have more of a legal and moral right to get married than two gay people who genuinely love each other. There is something seriously wrong with this world. Some of my best friends on this world are gay and lesbian, and they're extremely well-adjusted, intelligent, good-humored, compassionate people who will help any of their friends and family at the drop of a hat. And you mean to tell me that because their sexual preference doesn't exactly match your religious or moral beliefs that automatically makes them subhuman? No, I'm sorry, but no, your commute from Unicorn Fairyland must be hell, because that is the only place where your shit is tolerated anymore. A fairy tale land that doesn't exist. When are you people gonna wake up and realize that America has changed? That more and more so-called fringe groups, like the gay community, the pagan community, which used to be underground, afraid to reveal themselves, are realizing that they can finally come out for the first time in their life, be themselves, and not be judged or condemned for it. Yes, it still happens, but much, much less frequently than it did 20 years ago. The only time it ever comes up in government elections is when politicians are blindly groping for any hot button they can find to try and sway anyone they can try and vote for them. Politicians in general do this, yes, but the GOP specifically. They seem to have a hard time grasping the internet age. In the old days, it took days, sometimes weeks, for something to get around, and by then it was mostly forgotten anyway. Nowadays, we see it all instantly, thanks to the power of camera phones, YouTube, and a high-speed internet connection. And news outlets are more than willing to show you idiot candidates for viewing pleasure and laughter. You really want our vote? Be honest. Don't bullshit us. Actually do what you say you're going to do. My father, who is a much wiser man than I will ever be, once told me that a person is defined by their actions, what they do, how they act, whether they accept responsibility for said actions, or twist and bend and deny right down to the ground. Words are empty and hollow unless actions follow suit on them. And that is something that the American people are realizing more and more every day.